What's going on, my friends? It's your boy, Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And we have yet another incredible guest on this morning to share words of advice and experience and wisdom with us. And I'm really excited to talk to this gentleman. It is Friday, and we are still right in the middle of our 5-day Reels challenge. In case those of you have not participated or heard about that, you've been under a rock somewhere, and it is popping off. We have been going absolutely bonkers, nuts, crazy with this thing. And Facebook Reels are just getting started. So let's talk about some marketing stuff with my man, Rusty. Welcome to the show, brother.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. This is great.
Yeah. How you doing? Where are you calling in from?
Utah.
Yeah,
Salt Lake area.
Okay.
So
Nice.
middle of the summer.
Nice. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Well, I'm stoked to talk to you. Run a yard care company, lots of different labor type jobs. That's what you do? How long have you been doing that? Are you still doing that?
So I don't own the business,
Okay.
but I run it.
Okay.
And so I've been doing like manual labor, blue collar.
Lucky owner to have you running it. Sheesh.
He is a very lucky owner.
Yeah.
I've been blue collar my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing.
I hear you. Me too.
Construction, framing. Yeah, I know. That's what drove me to Legendary was your video.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I could do it too.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. You know how just we come from, we do these things, construction, landscape is a big thing in Florida too.
Yeah.
That's a big business, man, that as a matter of fact, that's what I did for money when I was growing up. Like I went around and I cut lawns and just did yard work and stuff. So yeah, it's amazing how, we do that all our lives. And then it's like, damn, it gets to a point where it's like, I'm getting tired of this, I'm getting old.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even that I don't want to work for my boss or anything like that, or that I hate my boss. You may like your boss, might be a great guy, maybe a great owner of the company. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's also just about your body. Right. And it's you also getting just tired.
Yep. And like for me, that was like the big thing, because I was like scrolling Instagram and I was like, God, I love my job. I love what I do, but I'm getting old and I'm getting tired. And then so I found a video and he was like, side hustle. And I heard hustle and I was like, oh, that's me.
Wow.
I'm down.
You'd never heard that term, huh? You'd never heard that term.
Never.
You were just, wow. So what happened next? Keep talking. Cause you know what I'm doing? I'm hearing and listening to how somebody who is brand new heard a term that in our community and in amongst marketers is it's even your name, your TikTok hustle is now TikTok handle is now side hustle Rusty.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing because you had never heard that term before. That just blows me away. Continue to what happened next.
It never. I was always a worker, and so like I was doing the whole like Friday night Instagram.
You were always a full-time worker, side hustles. You were like, what the hell is that? Right?
Yeah. And so I got the $7 program and like started going through it, and I was like, hey, I could do this. Like I spend at least 3 hours a day on social media. At least. And so I was like, I'm gonna do it. And so I did the $7, and then like the blueprints came, and I was like, well, like I'm a sink or swim. And so I was like, I just got like an end of the year bonus, and my wife was like, do it, just do it.
Wow,
let's see what happens.
Good for her. Wow, she could have easily been like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I know, because I have a wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
But and so I started, and like I didn't even have a TikTok. I had an Instagram because I like to scroll, and I have Facebook because that's what we do. And so like I had all the
There's no
pieces.
other way. That is human life, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I had all the pieces, and so I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna give it a shot. And then they start, you start talking about like doing videos and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like I'm 40, never too late to start something new. And so like I just started posting and posting and posting and posting. I struggled like bad. I wanted to quit so bad because like I would watch Wake Up Legendaries and like I would follow like only certain people that were just killing it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how come I'm not killing it? Like, what am I doing wrong? Going through the blueprints again, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And then like I dug in and I found like my group of people within the affiliate marketing industry. And it was Megan and Ryan. And like they are freaking awesome, man. Like they you can't do this alone. Like you need someone to like look at your stuff and be like, hey, your content sucks. Like it is no good. You need to start over. And like I needed that 100%.
Why do you, so you started over?
No,
Or just
I didn't start over.
mentally started over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. What was I saying?
It's just good to get feedback. It's good to get feedback. I mean, it's an amazing place to get feedback. We give feedback every Thursday. Matt Hetzel, our chief marketing officer, gives feedback every Thursday as well on our Blueprints webinar. And I think that the thing sometimes that we don't know how to do at the beginning is ask for feedback. It's such a foreign thing. And so what I would encourage all of you who are currently Blueprint students to do, you have a tribe right here, but I want to teach you just how to find your tribe, how to wake up and realize your tribe was there the whole time, right? Because that's a lot of times what happens is we just like, I don't know about you, dude, but like I've been with my wife for 14 years and I haven't appreciated her at the level that I do today for those entire 14 years. It's just my immaturity, right? Like it's my age. It's my, like, my wife is everything to me now. And I would not, and there's been times where I was like, oh, do I, maybe I'd be happier without her. And it's like, that was insane thinking, you know what I mean? Because of how much I love her. What the hell was I? What point was I making? No, I was just, ranting about how much I loved her. No, I was talking about asking for feedback. But a lot of times, we just don't ask for don't know how to ask for feedback on our stuff. Just don't know how to ask for feedback. And what I would encourage all of you who are feeling, like you're frustrated, you know what I mean, or like is utilize the things that we have here in the community already and see if that works to solve your problems. And here's what you do. Hey, folks, I'm open to I want some feedback on my videos. Can somebody lay eyes and try to ask a specific question? Because the more specific the question you ask, the better the answer you're going to get, but continue on. We'll maybe come back and circle back and talk about that a little bit. If it comes back up, but keep going. So you realized you got some feedback, your content sucked. You found a support group here within the community, which is kind of cool. I mean, everybody needs a support group. And I think that's so true and so important. So what happened next? Like what happened since then?
So it's funny because I was making content, like nothing was happening. And I was like, sucks. And then so I did and I was like, there's got to be something different. So I started doing what like I never did before, asking for feedback. Hey, like I'm getting nothing. I'm getting no leads. Like I'm hitting walls,
Yeah.
and like people started answering questions.
Yeah.
Um, and then like for me, I'm a I'm a visual learner and like a
Yeah.
talking learner. And so like I did the blueprints. I learned a ton, but there was like a piece that like my brain didn't pick up on for some reason. And it took like talking to people in the community to be like, oh, no, you just need to like make your call to action 3 seconds longer, or you need to do a transition, like be comfortable. And like
Yeah.
the thing about content is like when I started making it, it was so foreign.
Yeah.
Like me on camera, like doing this or talking, I was like, oh, but like the more you make it, like you just get comfortable. And then
Yeah.
like making it is like, oh, okay, I can make content.
Right, right. You just kind of break through at a certain point and stop being so afraid, right? Or stop being so uncomfortable or whatever. And I don't know
Oh
what
yeah.
it is. I mean, ultimately, it's rooted in fear. It's some sort of a fear that I'm going to. And we're working with my daughter on it right now. She's my 6-year-old. We see that kind of fear of like performing and dancing and so forth in
Yeah.
front of people, because she's really good and she's in dance, but she's has that little thing of being embarrassed performing in front of people, and um and so it really is not anything wrong with us. She's had a beautiful life, a very healthy life, a perfect life in terms of
Yeah.
just her emotional support and everything around her. But it's just like a real legitimate natural fear, of either rejection or of criticism, or what finally clicked, or was it just doing it enough that you just faced your fear and you were like, yo, this isn't really, I don't really need to be afraid of this. Like, what happened? How did you overcome it
Um,
specifically?
one of my friends saw one of my videos. Like that's what it was. And like I saw him and he was like, oh hey, I was on TikTok and I saw your video. Are you gonna try to sell me? And I'm like, no, man. Like I'm not. Like this is what I do. Like this is my business. Like I'm gonna grow it and I'm gonna make it do something. And it was like that moment I was like, like screw you guys. Like I
Yeah.
don't need your approval. I need my approval. And
Right.
it was like the content and like how I thought about my business completely changed. Because
Wow.
it's my
Wow.
business. Yeah.
Hold on. Wow. That's powerful, man. That's powerful. What you're saying here is that basically you had, hold on a second.
Yeah.
What you're saying, I got my phone's blowing up here on my computer. I don't know how to make it stop. What you're saying, I have no idea how to work half of my equipment, you know what I mean? And it's not even anything like complicated. It's just a computer on my desk, but it's just,
Yeah.
getting the computer to not be, notifying and going off and all this crap. I just like to sit down and write copy most of the time, dude. I just, like to sit down, write copy or go live or shoot videos, and then, try to get away from the tech as much as I can before I hurt myself. But what you were just saying was really interesting, and it was about overcoming. About your friend. Wow, what a ridiculously powerful story that was. So your buddy is like, you gonna sell me something? Like, trying to
Yeah.
be like a jerk, really,
Yeah.
uh, an unsupportive jerk, right? Instead of and that's what sucks about so many of our friends. Like, I wish just because you change though doesn't mean others are going to change. And I had to realize that because, I realized like when I went to start a business 10 plus, years ago, that those kind of comments hurt. And
Mhm.
so I stopped doing that shit to people and started being real supportive about their dreams and their aspirations and their businesses and stuff. Like I would have been extra on purpose to be supportive. And I've now trained myself to not have a lack mentality when I see somebody prosper, and I actually legitimately feel fucking happy for them inside. Wow.
Yeah.
I know it's unbelievable. It's not just giving people lip service, actually being, but you had the buddy. He's like, what are you going to try to sell me something? Being a jerk, whatever. We know how we are with our buddies and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, it still kind of stings a little bit.
Oh
And
yeah.
you had a moment of clarity where you're like, forget these people. They're not paying my bills. Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
like I had another moment with the Facebook Reels thing. Like I've had my Facebook since Facebook was Facebook. Like
Back in the MySpace days, huh?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And so
you
I've
were
had
you were you were getting down on the internet back in those days, homie. We were
yeah.
probably bumping into each other in chat rooms and shit. No, I'm not that old. I wasn't on the chat rooms, but I'm 38. You're 40. You were probably 12. I was 10. You were already in the chat rooms and stuff.
But like
I saw this
I mean,
hilarious meme. I gotta share this meme though, real quick though. Well, it's so funny, dude, because it's about like the absolutely I guess supervised element of all of our childhood. You know what I mean? Where we're like this meme just
yeah.
dude even looks like you a little bit. But go ahead,
Uh,
go ahead.
But so
You had another powerful moment with a friend.
Not with a friend, no, with
Family
myself.
or
Like,
reels with the reels.
yeah. And so like I'd had my Facebook forever, and Megan and Ryan and Wildman Marketer were like, dude, you need to do it. And I was like, no, I don't want to make another Facebook. And they're like, just use yours. I was like, I don't want to do it. And then it was Friday. You were talking about reels. And you started talking about the challenge, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I woke up Saturday morning, blocked all my friends and family, and converted my Facebook to a business account and started posting reels. I told my wife, I don't have a Facebook anymore. And I was like, no, I'm done.
What did you feel? What did you feel in that moment? And what have you felt since then about that decision?
It was like, taking like a backpack out of your rock, or a rock out of your backpack.
Come on.
Because like, I don't care if you see my reels now. I don't care. I don't care what they think. Because like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something big. And they're going to like make their comments. And then when I do become big, like they're going to eat their words. And
they are.
Yeah. And that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Wow. You said it was like taking a rock out of a backpack on your back that you didn't even know you were carrying around.
Yeah.
It's almost like we carry around the stress of social media and all that it brings, because it's like the freaking playground being in 5th grade all day, every day is what social media is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like constantly like putting pictures of our children or what we're doing for basically, or how we're feeling for anybody to basically take it and do what they want with it. That personal emotional treasure sometimes that we share out there with the world, and they just kick it and just comment on it and shit on it and whatever else, and it hurts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
what I hear you saying is that you made a clear decision. Now, whether that decision is best for everybody or not, you got clear on how you were going to use social media. And what I believe it did was you made that move to control social media so social media is not controlling you. Does that feel like it fits?
Exactly. Yeah. Because like I had my Facebook and it was just like, it was Facebook. And I was like, man, like I never did anything with it. And so I was like, no, I'm gonna use my Facebook that I've had
Yeah.
for 20 years and I'm gonna capitalize off of it.
Come on.
And all
Come
my
on.
friends and
Come
family
on.
can call me or email me.
Thank you. And Mark Zuckerberg's been capitalizing off of us being on the platform for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's been getting his family real rich while
He has,
we've all
yeah.
been sitting around like a bunch of idiots scrolling and bickering with each other. See how that
Yeah.
works? See
Yeah.
how that works? Worrying about what, somebody says while he's just I mean, to me that is like mind-boggling
Yeah.
that one individual created something that the whole world is just like, oh, should I post this? And like, it's like not even thinking about that some idiot, some dude, some nerd, some asshole, whoever just
Yeah.
came up with this in a dorm room and now it's just it's basically, in a sense, we're allowing it to control our destiny and our success and the level of freedom that us and our family have. Why? Well, because
Exactly.
we've bought the bullshit of that social media is really supposed to be for friends. Keep the world connected.
No, it's not.
It's money
It's to make money.
to
And
make money.
like and I didn't need my Facebook. I need it to make me money.
And I almost feel like this is like one of the most powerful conversations like in this industry, because so many of us have this conflict about friends and family seeing our content, because
Mm-hmm.
we've been so programmed to use social media for friends and family that now this idea of it's like, oh shit, it's like a real paradigm shift, because now all of a
Yeah.
sudden these social media platforms are not a place to go and just be social or whatever, or look at chicks or stalk ex-boyfriends, or just be nosy about people's business. It's a place that now I wow, this is a tool to make money. And it's a real mind shift, man, to go over to that, to get there, to get to the place to where you are at now, to where you are so clear that Facebook and social media to you is not a place to connect with friends and comment and see what people it's a tool to make money, the same way that it's a tool to Mark Zuckerberg to make money. Period.
Exactly.
Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg he's not using Facebook to connect with his grandma. He's not
Yeah.
using Facebook to connect with his wife, to post pictures about their kids. It's a tool that has made him disgustingly filthy, freaking rich for generations to come. So disgustingly rich while you
Yeah.
can't afford to pay for a gallon of gas. And if that doesn't piss you off, if that doesn't make you want to just get fired up,
Yeah.
I don't know what will, man. I don't know what will.
Yeah. I mean, if that doesn't get you fired up, then I mean, just go to bed.
Go back to bed, man.
Yeah.
Go back to bed, because I'm inspired by that decision you made, quite frankly. I'm really, really inspired by that decision that you made. What else can you tell us about it and how it's transformed your business, and what other big decisions have you made that you feel were like key in your journey so far?
Like, so when I started, I was like, I'm gonna start a side hustle. I'm gonna do something on the side because I'm kind of bored. And then like so I would make content and I would make content, and it was getting no results because I wasn't putting myself into it, and like the moment that I was like, no, I want to be successful, I could see the shift in my content. Like I could almost tell you what day when I switched over and like really started treating it like a business.
Wow, powerful. Yeah, really powerful. That's such a game-changing decision for so many people. What was kind of the moment? Was there like a some sort of a moment? Not that there has to be, although never mess up a good story with the truth. No, I'm a fisherman. I don't lie, but I might stretch that bitch from 10 to 12 inches and say, hey, it was a whopper. No, that's
huge.
It was huge. Us fishermen have tricks. We hold the fish up to the camera a little bit closer just to make it look bigger.
Yep. No, there was a moment. So I did coaching because like I said, I needed that help talking to someone. And we were having a conversation one night and they were like, what are you doing this for? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm doing it to make money. And they're like, no, like, what are you doing this for? Why? And I, like that question like resonated and I was like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then we started talking. They're like, what do you want to do to make money online? Do you want to do like promote other products and stuff like that? And I was like, I want to make money online. I want to help people make money.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was like 7 o'clock at night. And I was like, huh, okay.
Right, now you got a purpose. Now you got a purpose, right?
Yep.
Yeah. The purpose is no longer just selfishly, I want to make money, but I want to help others make money. That's powerful, man. It's the same with a personal trainer. Say you're in the weight loss niche. I want to lose weight. Hey, I'm in business, everybody. I want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, good for you, asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good. Cool. Good job.
No, I want to help you lose weight, and I have a system to do it. I'm going to show you in 3 simple steps. Give me your email, and I'll send it to you right away. How different is that? And it's just as easy, and it's clear, right? So you took the shift in the focus from you, and you put it on yourself, and therefore you also gave yourself a purpose. And your content instantly changed, is what you're saying. You found there was a. How did it change? What changed internally? Would you say that you went from like fearful lack thinking to more, but like what happened inside? You know what I mean?
Oh man, it's
a deep question, right? Yeah, it's a deep question. It's like what were you feeling before when you were creating content and you were marketing, you just wanted to make money yourself? And then what are you feeling now that your purpose is to help others? You know what I mean? It's such a different way of being. It's a different way of showing up. It's hard to describe, but I'd like to, I'm trying to put it into words for our friends who are listening who have that kind. You can't make money when your focus is in what's in it for me. Your focus has to be what's in it for them, because their focus is what's in it for me. So if 2 people come to the table and both of them are thinking about what's in it for me, it's going to be a standoff.
Yeah.
But if one person comes to the table saying what's in it for me, and the other person comes to the table looking to delight that person, as Warren Buffett says, delight that person with edutainment, delight that person with knowledge and just great customer service, no matter what they say. That, and this is a big thing. Everybody want to instantly make more money. Stop getting butthurt about. Stop being passive aggressive. Stop when somebody asks you a question. Stop being defensive. Just answer the question like a mature adult, and don't get all. We get so putting people down And it's not, and we don't even realize that we're doing it because they say no to us. We get, that's not what marketing's about. Marketing is about always having a contingency plan and expecting them to say no. Absolutely. I totally understand. Let me make you feel more safe. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And so anyways, you had this shift in you that it was all about you to now it's all about them. What's going on right now for you?
Oh, you know what it was? So I had started, I would, I started promoting another product, lower ticket, and started making some money. And I was like, okay, cool. And then it was shut down, like that day. And I was like,
what was your the offer was shut down? Oh.
Yeah.
Happens more than it happens more than people want, you know. That new hot income stream, that new Ponzi scheme, that new pyramid scheme that you just got into. Yeah, that'll be gone in 6 months. But you see that over the years when you're in this industry that things come and go that are a little shifty or shaky. But anyways, so it disappeared. What you were promoting disappeared. What happened?
Yeah. And so like I made a little bit of money. And then they were like, hey, this is not sustainable. We shut it down. And so I was sitting there like in my truck at work and I was like, okay. I need to turn my computer on. And like I was still promoting Legendary on Instagram. And so I just said, nope, this works. I know it works. And so I'm just going to commit and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it until I make this much money. And then when I make this much money, I'm going to make myself a new goal. And I think it was that moment when, because like if you're an employee and you get fired, what do? You go sit in your car and cry and scream and do nothing about it. So I had essentially got fired from this job. And I was like, I'm going to go back to the ones who were taking care of me in the beginning and who trained me how to do this. And I'm going to put a towel over that shiny object. And I'm going to focus on what I have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful, man. When you know what that is, brother, and that's just learning in experience and just when we come into this industry, man, like I've seen this, I've done this, for a while now. We come in and we get sucked into all kinds of different directions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like making money becomes really, really exciting because we realize that like it's not dependent upon the time that we put in. So we go out there and we promote lots of different things, and then we kind of learn what we want to promote, what we want to be involved in, for what we want to be known for. And there's a lot of dudes out here on the internet, man, who are just biz op junkie, jump from Ponzi scheme to Ponzi scheme. Never really promoting anything legit. And these people are like legitimate scoundrels, you know what I mean? Like these people don't give a shit, and they'll do cash grabs. It was really nasty and gnarly with the cryptocurrency Ponzi schemes that popped up over the last couple of years. But making money is addictive, man. It's addictive.
It is.
And so, when you go from, trading time for money for 20 or 30 years or whatever, and then you get into a place and you're presented with this opportunity and you actually take it, and then you realize that you can make money actually a lot easier than you thought you could. It's the temptation for the quick cash grabs promoting shady things are tempting, man. And we all do them. We all have done them in our career if we've been in this industry. But I love what you said, because it's true. it's what I've come to terms with as well, is that it's so much better to think about the long term and think about like your reputation and actually build a list of people who trust you
Yeah.
rather than having this massive list of people that you just bombard with the newest, latest money making scheme that's just been released by the shadiest person that could possibly exist on the internet. Man, it's yeah, it's really a bit. I think that's a turning point for a lot of people's business, and I do think it happens multiple times to where we have to recommit to the long
Yeah.
term and sort of also re-ask ourselves what our values are. That's why I look up to people like Russell Brunson, for example, because this is a guy who could have sold anything, man. This guy could have got involved in anything and marketed anything, but he used his skills to build something legitimate and long term. And now he's richer than, than most people could ever even fathom to be. Me, I've the fact that I've been able to be consistent with things is a huge surprise to me, actually, because I'm
Yeah.
such also a distractible guy. But sticking with something, and you said this in your questionnaire as well, and this comes up a lot, but the consistency, really truly sticking with something, not particularly as an affiliate, the same offer, but sticking with something for a period of time, whether it's a strategy, like
Yeah.
continuing, like, for example, I've seen like a lot of, it doesn't always have to just be with what you're promoting, and it can also be your traffic strategy, continuing to post. And even when you get bored or burn out, that's another thing. I see people sabotage their business just because they get a little bored. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's other ways to satisfy that craving for variety besides just sabotaging your business. So what are ways that you're getting that variety? You seem like a guy who money is just as addicting to you as it is to anybody. Having
Mhm.
success, helping people, opportunity is something that you're in the mode right now that you're seizing everywhere that you look because you really turn things on. So
Yeah.
how are you staying consistent and not self-sabotaging while also, you know what I mean, taking
Yeah.
advantage of new opportunities?
Um, man.
Another good question, huh?
Yeah. I
I'm on a roll.
yeah, you're killing it today. So I think for me, like I come from, a background of addiction like you. And so like sticking with one thing for my whole life was not a thing. And so like the older I get, the easier it is for me to be like, okay, I can do this and I can sustain it. And if I get burned out, I can change how I'm doing my content a little bit. Like I was getting burned out of like not talking. And so a lot of my videos I do talking now. Because it was one of my fears. Talking
Yeah,
on camera, doing
right,
Zoom calls, stuff like that. I was
right.
terrified of. Now,
Going live with me right now, probably
yeah.
you're terrified of.
Oh yeah.
But look at you crushing
I
it like a
totally threw up
gangster.
before.
Huh?
I totally threw up before the interview.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. That's awesome.
But
I
like
love to hear that. I love to hear
those
that.
are the things that like keep me interested, like, and keeps me going when like
You mean
stuff
you
makes me
mean
nervous.
facing shit you're afraid of?
Yeah, and
I
stuff
love
that makes
that.
me nervous.
Ooh, I like that,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, me too. Me too, if
yeah.
you think
So,
about it. That becomes addicting, doesn't it?
oh yeah, and
Yeah,
like that's the part that you're just like, okay, I'm gonna do it because this is
right.
fun. This is exciting. Um,
Totally. God, that's such a powerful point, man, that you
but
can become addicted to that just as much
yeah,
as being afraid of everything.
but things get hard and things confusing and things get foggy. And like that for me, that's when I have to like throw the towels over the shiny objects.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. It's kind of like a marriage, right? I mean, doesn't
yeah,
everybody else look really sexy when you're in a super really hard when I never even notice other women. I'm so in head over heels for my wife, but man, when
yeah,
when we're arguing, man, I do. I'm like, man, she looks pretty. Yeah, it's just weird. It's human nature, dude. It's
Yeah.
human nature, man. You're just kind of, it's that natural grass is greener on the other side. And then I realized, oh, that is absolutely artificial turf. I need to go back and apologize quickly so I can get back on good terms and we can be happy, because that is artificial turf over there. I know. I don't want to be eating out of a dumpster when I got T-bone steak at home. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And that's what like all these different offers are. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Wait a minute.
well, there's also a thing there's also the thing, and I think this is another level of just professionalism in this business, is in kind of taking your business to a more kind of like legitimate and serious level, where you stop promoting all these offers publicly on all your social media channels and you learn how to actually brand yourself. And
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about this pretty in depth in the blueprints, but as a matter of fact, I'll give everybody on here a little bit of free value, and I'll take you to that section in the blueprints where I actually talk about that, because like a lot of people do this, man. A lot of people go out there, and I thought that this was, the secret to my success as well, was going to be going out there and putting an actual wrap on my car. Like this car. Now, I drove an old 1990 Ford F-150 back in my early days of marketing when I was still working construction. This is when I was doing a little MLM and then kind of fumbled online. But I mean, I thought, and really I just was who knows doing what on my father's computer, and probably, was just like, God, I need to figure out how to get rich on the internet. You know what I mean? And it just started scrolling. Back then we weren't scrolling Instagram. We were just actually on, mostly heavily virused computers, and, just trying to navigate through the porn sites and the chat rooms and shit. But anyways, I digress. So, I thought the secret was going in wrapping my car, wrapping my truck. And this was my thought was, well, shit, my truck is so shitty and rusty anyways. I'll buy a wrap that said, at this time I was in a cell phone MLM. And I was like, man, I'll get the cell phone, good picture of that on my phone number, call me, pull up to a light. I'm going to be generating leads. Like, well, I tested the theory by just getting a magnet and just putting it on the side of, not a single call. And you know what that's like? It's a lot like the way that we go out there and promote various offers right from our TikTok profile. It really does us a disservice, because we need to learn how to brand ourselves, not the company or product we're promoting on the front end. And if you tell them what it is, you can likely guarantee they'll prejudge it and maybe even research it on their own, but they likely won't buy it through you, or you won't get credit for it. A lot of people don't realize that this right here, your affiliate offer, goes right here. Okay. Right where this blue circle, your link goes right under your bridge page. So once they opt in here, okay, they opt in, maybe they see a TikTok video or something, or they see an ad, or even come from, your Instagram or Facebook reel, whatever, and they go to your landing page. They have not yet clicked on an affiliate link. They're not cookied to you. So if they go and they buy, you're not going to get credit yet. You have to actually get them to opt in, so you can have their email address, so you can follow up with them if they actually, because they're most likely not going to buy. And then on your bridge page is where you're actually going to set yourself up for profit. You have to get them to this page to get them to click on the link. You have to first plant the seed and the curiosity about the value of what they're going to get if they put their email in. Okay. They're going to get a free training video on the next page. They're going to get a PDF that you're going to email. What's the bait that you're using? But on this page, under this video, this next button right here has your affiliate link embedded in it. When they click on it to go over to the product sales page, now it is affiliate cookied to you, tracked to you. So you actually will get credit for the sale. If you're out here on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, and you're like, oh, XYZ product over here is absolutely fantastic. It's changed my life. I love it. It's going to change your life too. Well, guess what this person over on YouTube is going to do? They're not going to come through here, give you their email and click on your affiliate link. They're going to go, what the hell is this idiot talking about? I don't even know. He just seems like he's pitching something. They're going to go to Google and they're going to Google this thing. And then they're going to go down somebody else's rabbit hole and you're not going to get credit for it. So we have to learn how to brand you. And how do you do that? Well, you simply just don't mention the product name or the product company in your content. That's the easiest way to do it. But, my point here is that a lot of times we're losing sales and we don't even know it.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I lose sales. I mean, well, not right there, but getting them to invest in me.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Because they're not, I mean, they are investing in them, but they're investing because they believe in you.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the ways to lose that trust is to not give any substance along with the pitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why I call it, education-based marketing, edutainment. It's the combination of education and entertainment. Those are the two things that will make people like you. Yeah. That's the ways that people will like you and trust you, is if they learn something from you or you make them laugh.
Yep.
Period, man. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the rules, player. I just play by them, And so if knowing that, now I can go out there and I can be real crystal clear about what I need to do. And what I need to do is not go out there and rant and rave about how great the specific product. You can rant and rave about how great a training is, rant and rave about how great whatever whatever industry strategy training you have, all that. But the moment you say XYZ product and that's just a simple little kind of tweak that sometimes we can make to help to not only make more sales, but also to brand ourselves, and make sure that we don't brand the company or the product, that we're not here as an affiliate marketer. You're not here to go out and it's not holding a sign you're not spinning a sign on the side of the road. You're building your own database. So well into the future, even if you say, you know what, that Dave Sharpe guy, I don't like him. I don't like him anymore. That you can go and have an asset that's a database that you own and an asset and an audience that you own, and you can promote anything to them. That's called building independent entrepreneurs, not dependent entrepreneurs. This isn't MLM or anything, and I'm not putting that down, but we're not here just to learn how to promote our products. These are skills that you can transfer and translate to any product in any niche, really, even though we focus on information products specifically. Go ahead.
I mean, you're learning how to sell yourself to people.
Yeah.
Because like I've been in the service industry for so long, like I'm not in the service industry, like I'm in the people business. And like the quicker you can get people to let the wall down, they'll do whatever you tell them to do. But it's not tricking them.
No,
like it's not tricking them to
leading.
let the wall down.
It's just leading people. It's called leading people, man. It's actual leadership. Yeah. I mean, leadership there is a level that, for me, leadership has to have an element of integrity with it, that if you are saying that you can lead somebody somewhere, that you actually are pointing in the direction of a place that you legitimately believe can help them. But yeah, I mean, there's an element of leadership to this, but it doesn't require any certain personality. It just requires, I think, what you have done. And that's like really kind of harnessing your courage, and asking yourself, and even inviting the challenge. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from today with talking to you is I love how you separated and made such a clear decision. I'm not saying it's the right decision. I'm just saying it was a clear decision and you
Mhm.
made it. And once you decided that you were going to separate and not use social media for your friends and family, you were going to, you were going to do it for you, do it for your family, yourself. Um, and you felt like you took a rock out of your backpack. And
Mhm.
man, that really hit home for me, brother. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
What else would you leave us with today that we could take with us here on this journey into the weekend,
Hmm.
and marinate on a little bit?
If you're like me, which a lot of people are, if you don't make money in the beginning and you're not successful, look at your leads and your email list. Because that's what I had to do, because like I didn't make money for like 6 months, but I was growing my email list. And so I was being successful. I didn't have a monetary value, but like you said, I had a database.
Yeah.
And so that's like, this is not a get rich quick. Like I've been telling my conversations lately, this is an investment. Like, do you want to invest in yourself, or do you want to just spend money and go do an MLM? Because if you want to do that, go somewhere else. But like this, you're investing in your future.
Yeah. It is an investment. It is an investment. And sometimes investments create ROI rather quick for
Yeah.
some, and sometimes they create ROI rather slow for some. And I think the really important thing is to remember that your journey is going to be unique to you. I
Yeah.
love that you mentioned that you didn't make money for 6 months. Why? Why do I love that? Well, because it seems like almost every day on this show somebody went viral and somebody started blowing up in their first month,
I
and
did not.
that happens almost more than I want, than I hope
Yeah.
or wish that it would, because it sets a bad expectation. It sets an unrealistic expectation. And a lot of times, somebody will go straight up and then they'll realize, wait, this is a long-term thing, and then they'll just quit because it's like, wow, that was too fast, and now I don't know what
Yeah.
to expect. My expectations are totally ruined. So I just there's something really valuable in building something that lasts, in
Oh yeah.
building something that's around, and building something that you can use and make money from for 10, 20, 30, 40 years into the future. And these skills and your audience and your database are absolutely that. This is not some BS. Oh, this is not me selling you a watch, right?
Yeah.
Going, hold on to this watch because it's going to be worth a lot of money in the future. It's not that. It's not this thing. Buy this thing from me. It's get the knowledge and learn it here or learn it somewhere else. If you can find this sort of environment to learn it in,
Yep.
because the world is not going back to the way it was. It's never going to get any better for landscapers or carpenters. It's not
Hmm.
getting any better for car mechanics. It's not, you know what? As a matter of fact, wake up, car mechanics. All these cats are saying they're going to phase you out by 2030.
Yeah.
All these jobs, all these things. Look, man, I just had turf installed in my entire backyard, at my office house, because I don't want landscape. I have landscaping at all my other rentals. So
Yeah.
if all these old fashioned traditional style ways in which we have made money and done things, I'm not saying they're going away, because we'll always need people to build houses, work on houses, things of that nature. But they're changing. And so if they're changing, why not learn something that can take you into the stratosphere, that take you into the future, instead
Yeah.
of just trying to keep up with dying industries? You know what I mean? Keep up and just get
Yeah.
by. I mean, look, man, it's not getting any cooler here in Florida for landscapers, bro.
Oh. Yep.
So if it's not the economy, it's, bro, you think at 50, you think at 60, your body is still going to be able to be outside the way that it can now at 40 for
No way.
8-9 hours and then get up and do it again?
Yeah. Like there's
It's
no
not.
way.
I'm not saying there's not dudes out there that do it. Salute. I see you. I'm just not trying to be you.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
All right, man. You got me fired up today. I'm ready to rock and roll. I've got some work that I need to do, so I'm going to get on it. And my brother, be well, be legendary. Come back and see us for a second time if you would.
I will.
And thanks for your time today, man.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
All right, Rusty. We'll talk to you later, brother. All right, my friends, go follow Side Hustle W Rusty. Stands for with Rusty. Side Hustle with Rusty. You can see it on the screen. Side Hustle W Rusty. Okay, it's a W in there. It's not with. It's not spelled out. In case you're listening to this on the podcast. Yes, we do have a podcast. No, it's not. Different content. It's the audio version of this show. We strip the audio and put it up on the podcast, so you can listen to that audio as well. If you want to. And yeah, you can go and really soak some of this information up in a way that's not video, that you can walk around and listen to it. All of the platforms host our podcast. I think Apple and all the major ones. If you want to be a guest on the show, you can go and fill out legendarymarketer.com/featured. A lot of times we'll reach out to you. Those of you who we have on the show, a lot of folks we reach out to. But if you're doing something special, if you've taken our training and you've turned it into some sort of unique result in a niche that we're not even aware of or don't talk about it a lot, or if you've turned it into income or success in your current business, I mean, we just want to explore and just take a look at all the different examples of ways in which you all are using the education, using the strategies to expand, grow your businesses, start your businesses. And so let us know. And yeah, you can get the shirts that I wear every day at belegendary.shop. I actually think this one is discontinued, but there's some, newer drops that we've done out there with just some more traditional style designs. So you can pick those up if you want to sport the hats and shirts. And we'll see you back here for another episode on Monday. 5 more days next week. 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll be live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time, to bring you more value, more lessons, more experience. So we'll see you there. Have a fantastic weekend. Focus this weekend on the things that you need to focus on. And maybe think about what was shared by Rusty today about how can you maybe take a rock out of your backpack, something that you've been, worrying about, stressing about. Just take that rock out of the backpack so you can be a little lighter as you move forward. You matter. You got to take care of yourself in order to be successful and take care of you and your family. And so that's a powerful thought, I think, to move into the weekend with. Get on out of here. Be legendary. We'll see you Monday. Peace.